Hello, everybody out there on YouTube, and welcome to the fourth race of Season 7 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Golden Corral 500 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, where we're about to go 49 laps of racing here, and joining me for co-commentary, please welcome back, and let's hope we don't have another 999 incident here with this guy here. Please welcome Seth Cole. How are you doing, Seth?
I'm doing great. Good to be here, and it's good to know that you actually are Levi because for a moment I turned my back and I heard that voice and I thought it was the guy from technical support at the Dell Communications office. So at least that I didn't turn around and end up seeing some guy from India standing here in the booth with me.
Oh, gosh. Well, in either way, so I'm scrolling through the lineup so you guys can see where you guys are starting for those who are watching. But we're going to look at the top 10 and the point standings coming in, because remember, from now on, point system with the chase is going to be top 10 in points, 2 wild cards, and an LCQ winner. So right now, the top 10 in the standings, Dylan Poteet and Zachary Fitzwater both tie for the points lead coming into this race. Then we have a tie for third with Dylan Thoreau and Daytona 500 winner Chris Washer. Fifth is Seth Cole. Sixth is California winner Charles Jackson. Seventh and the highest of the rookies right now, Jessica Villanueva. Austin LaPlante eighth, Kyle Corbett ninth, and Ian Dutta rounding out the top 10. So that is how the top 10 is. And look at that, from 11th through 13th, 1 point behind is Dorian Facepuncher, Angel Navarro, and Alex Hawkins. So they're going to definitely be fighting to try to get in that top 10. But then again, it's the start of the season, anything can still happen, right?
Exactly. Right at the beginning of the season, points are usually very close. It's near the end of the season where you see drivers, they'll pick up 1 or 2 spots in a race, but here, with a race so early on here, you can pick up as many as 5, 6, 7 spots in the point standings with a win or a top 5.
Yeah, and I mean, when we look at the standings, like Zachary Fitzwater and Kyle Corbett both jumped up 17 spots in the standings as a result of last week at Las Vegas. Especially
Exactly.
for Fitzwater, since he won Las Vegas last week. But anyways, let's go ahead and get the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
But let's take a look at the top 10 starting lineup. Chris Michaels is on the pole. Second is going to be Charles Sanford. Third is going to be Dylan Young. Fourth, Danny Wells. Fifth, Cody Lamas. Sixth is Trent Dunham. Seventh, Michael Norman. Eighth is going to be Preston Plord. Ninth, Matt McIntyre. 10th, Bob Jones, who I'm sure laughed last week when he saw how the results came about when Charles Sanford finished 6.66 seconds behind the lead. He probably is thinking, Charles Sanford Illuminati.
Yep, that's exactly the first thought that came into his mind. I can guarantee you that.
Exactly. And then starting in the final row back here, Sean Galligan and Angel Navarro, who both need good finishes, especially Galligan after last week finishing dead last at Las Vegas, and he comes in 34th in the standings, so he wants to get a good finish here if he wants to rebound from last week.
Yeah, Navarro hit a slump last week too, fell 3 spots in the points, even though he's up there in the top 15. Still, a good run today would help him on a road to recovery to get back in the top 10 in points.
Indeed. And here we go, pace car and pit road, which means it's time to boogity 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 go racing.
I got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, we're going to see some incident, whether it's racing side by side or a wreck. Not to wish any bad luck on these drivers, but I want to see Zachary Fitzwater and Joshua Balkin get somewhere near each other so I can say 999 again.
Oh no. Yeah, in case you guys don't get the joke, it was last season at a race at Phoenix.
It was Phoenix, yep.
Yeah, it was Phoenix when Seth co-commentated that race, and we had the accident with Jessica Sheldon and William Duncan, where they wrecked each other. And Seth, what did you go on to say?
Yeah, Jessica Shelton was in the 9, Duncan in the 99, so I said, oh, we got a wreck for 9.99.
I still can't believe you.
Yeah. Hey, it was there. The moment was perfect. I had to say it, or I would have probably burst. So, I mean,
Well,
it's like one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities you can't pass up. Speaking of passing, Trent Dunham going to pass for the lead.
yeah, he's
See
going
that segue?
underneath.
Wow.
Going underneath Dylan Young for the top spot.
That was a Segway.
Yep. The leader of Sega Motorsports, along with teammate Jeffrey Rose, who's a rookie this season. Speaking of Jeffrey Rose, let's see where he is. Oh, he's in a big hornet's nest back in the back of the pack.
Is the 42 not a teammate as well?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, the 41 and the 42 are both Ganassi Racing.
Okay, understood.
So there we go. Battle on for the lead again. Dylan Young wants to take that spot back.
Hey, Dylan Young's got a good car. I mean, I don't know exactly what it was that allowed Trent Dunham to get a run on him to take the lead that first time, but Dylan Young was able to tuck in line in front of that battle for third between Charles Sanford and Seth Cole, and was able to then get back to the inside of Trent Dunham. So it seems like both Dylan Young and Trent Dunham, wherever they want to put their race car, it gets really good grip and really good speed in and out of the corners.
Indeed. Back here, Jesse Setti, Dylan Young's teammate, coming underneath for fourth. And she definitely wants a good run here this week. And last season, she won twice last season. Made it to the Elite Eight in the chase for the championship, if I remember. Either the Elite Eight or the top 12. But she ended up getting a pretty good finish in the point standings. I believe she finished 8th in the standings last season in that same car, the number 22. So we shall see if she can continue her success here this season. And right now she's coming in for third underneath Trent Dunham.
Yeah, and you see that her teammate Dylan Young is basically, as soon as he gets out in front, nobody's able to really get to him. I'm pretty certain that he and Jesse Setti may be running the same engine package, because it really didn't take any time at all for both of those Ford Fusions to get up here to the front of the field.
And look at this.
Here's the other
Sean
one.
Galligan, who started 41st, is now already up in the top 10.
You think the Penske team, or I don't know if it's Penske or Young Motorsports this
Penske, it's
season.
Penske.
Is it Penske?
Yep.
But I think they definitely came in with the right engine package. I mean, Dylan Young, he started in third. He's up to the lead. I'm not sure where Setti started. I think she was just outside the top 10. She's up in third. And Gallagher, as you mentioned, started 41st, and he's up inside the top 10 already, just 8 laps in.
Yeah, now he's coming underneath for the 6th spot underneath Cody Lamas.
And, you know, we got some comers and goers here. Gallagher, obviously, the comer, but the goer seems to be Charles Sanford. His car seems to have been going away here as this run continues on. He was up there inside the top 5. Now he's almost in danger of falling outside of the top 10.
And I think he has fallen out of it. Maybe. As Chase Oliver in that number 68 Bud Light Platinum for Tweenix is up high, and he is in the 10th spot, but now Charles Sanford making the comeback.
Yeah. I think Sanford's car may have tightened up on him a little bit, because he just didn't seem to be able to run the bottom. Now it looks like maybe he's just been able to figure out a better line to be able to make into turns 1 and 3, and now he's been able to clear Oliver with a pass on the inside line.
And look at this. Right now in 13th is the guy who started dead last, and that's Angel Navarro.
Yeah, that's one thing here about Atlanta. If you've got a good race car and you're able to drive the corner off a lot better than the drivers ahead of you, you're going to pick up spots, and Gallagher and Navarro both did that. And I'll tell you what, too, that was a great job by both of them, because Atlanta, I mean, it's a fast track and everything, but this isn't like Talladega or Daytona where you can move from 40th up to 2nd in 2 laps. This takes a lot of good driving, a lot of heads-up driving to get yourself from the back to the front, and both those guys, from starting in the final row, have done a good job of doing that.
Yep, and Navarro coming underneath Dougie Shears. And up in front of them, too, is Pichu London in the 16 Cheez-Its car. And then there's Dougie Shears' teammate, Stephen Pollard III, who's running in the top 10 right now. And we got a Penske 1-2 right now with Dylan Young and Sean Galligan now up to second.
It's going to be interesting, too, because none of these Penske drivers have gone to victory lane yet this season. Obviously, it's still early, but, you know, if it comes down between Dylan Young, Galligan, Jesse Setti, you got to wonder, are they going to kind of, you know, work together to try and get a Penske forward to the lead, or are they going to battle each other and then someone else slip on by?
Right. And right behind them in a train formation, Seth Cole and Trent Dunham following up to those guys.
And this isn't such bad strategy either, because you think about it, we may end up having green flag pit stops take place here at some point, because they have not really done anything that even looks anywhere close to a wreck being triggered. So, you know, if they can get that bit of distance between themselves and fifth place on back, they're going to have a little bit of braking room to be able to get to pit road when and if that green flag pit stop takes place.
And here comes Galligan for the lead. 41st place is where he started. Now he's up in the lead, so he moved up 40 spots.
Took him 15 laps, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything because he spent about 3 of those laps riding behind Dylan Young. We don't know for certain that he may have been able to make the move on Dylan Young earlier than this. So, man, we could basically say in less than 15 laps from 41st to 1st.
Yes. Now Dylan Young slips back to 4th. And then their other teammate, Jesse Setti, just hanging out in the top 10 and 9th. So Penske having a great run so far going. Can they keep it up, though? And now we got P.J. Williams in the 5, and the number 5 CarQuest car running in 5th. How ironic. 5 car in the 5th spot? Yeah. Dylan Young coming underneath of Seth Cole for 3rd, along with P.J. Williams following up to him. Well, he may be wanting to go 3 wide. No, maybe not.
That was a thought, though.
Yep. Let's take a look, and David Rivera is falling way back right now. And whoa, almost a wreck with Kyle Corbett, Rue McIntyre. Tanner Sullivan was right behind that.
We're all getting up into each other because there's some drivers that have hit the pit road now.
Jesse Setti being one of them, then Dougie Shears, Charles Sanford, Michael Norman.
Now these drivers that are pitting early, they get 2 beneficial things. One, they basically get a nice clean pit road to be able to make their pit stops with. And secondly, when they get back out onto the racetrack, they're going to have a little bit fresher rubber to be able to work with.
Exactly.
Boy, those 4 came down pit road. Good thing they did, because look at a host of drivers that came down the lap later.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of them. And the only ones that are still out are James Silverfox, Bob Jones, Zachary Fitzwater, Charles Jackson, Angel Navarro, Chase Oliver, P.J. Williams, and now here they come in the pit road.
Yeah, now they're going to have a rather congested pit road to have to try and maneuver their way through as drivers are leaving their pit stalls and they enter into theirs.
Right. And
right there you can see.
And right there, I think Trent Dunham. Whoa, contact.
Contact.
Preston Plord, Jessica Sheldon make a little contact with each other. And Galligan actually got out ahead of Trent Dunham, just barely, though.
Yeah, Trent and Seth Cole right there behind him. And here comes Jesse Setti down the back straightaway. That big pack of cars that we had at the front before the pit stops, I think they may form right back up into that same group.
Indeed. And there's the rest of them, and Chase Oliver got out second as P.J. Williams came out of that group first. And there's everybody else right now. Back here in the number 62 car, Dorian Facepuncher in the Rush car with Ring of Honor attached onto it. Dorian Facepuncher so far here in the start of this season, a better start than what he had around this point last season. He comes in 11th in the standings. Came away with a top 10 finish, I believe, at Daytona, and he's been consistent ever since, but he would love to get a win so it can give him a big confidence booster going forward, because also he's got a winless streak. He has not won a race since around the chase time of Season 5 when he won the championship.
Yeah, and right now it looks like he basically had the misfortune of poor track position for the start of this race, and But that pit stop has really separated everybody else, and now he's got to work extra hard to try and reel in drivers for position, let alone pass them.
Anyways, back up at the front, Sean Galligan cycles around as the leader. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how the field looks after all the pit stops have concluded. As Sean Galligan is the leader, second is Trent Dunham, third Stephen Pollard the third, fourth Jesse Setti, fifth Seth Cole, sixth is P2 London, seventh PJ Williams, eighth Chase Oliver, ninth Danny Wells, 10th Dougie Shears, 11th Dylan Young, 12th Charles Jackson, 13th Angel Navarro, 14th Charles Sanford, 15th Matt McIntyre, 16th Michael Norman, 17th Preston Plord, 18th Jessica Shelton, 19th Zachary Fitzwater, 20th Dylan Thoreau, 21st Cody Lamas, 22nd Jeffrey Rose, 23rd Jessica Villanueva, 24th Bob Jones, 25th Chris Michaels, 26th James Silverfox, 27th Kyle Matthews, 28th Alex Hawkins, 29th Benjamin Miles, 30th Dylan Poteet, 31st Joshua Balkin, 32nd Anthony McCrory, 33rd Austin LaPlante, 34th Rue McIntyre, 35th Joshua Collard, 36th Chris Washer. Oh, hold on.
Bless you.
There we go. Anyways, 37th Dorian Facepuncher, 38th Ian Dutta, 39th Tanner Sullivan, 40th Kyle Corbett, 41st James McLeod, and then dead last is David Rivera. Back up at the front, still Galligan.
And it's interesting, too, the drivers, when they came down to pit road under that green flag pit stop, it was somewhere between laps 21 to 23. And if my calculations are correct and this thing runs green to the end, we could end up having some pit strategy come into play here of drivers trying to stretch it all the way, because I think, based on when they pitted, some drivers could be 1 lap short, some drivers could be as much as 3 laps short.
Indeed.
Then, of course, if we get a caution flag, then all that strategy's out the window.
Exactly, and so far we've been caution-free, which has been a surprise, because typically we get at least 1 or 2 here at Atlanta every season.
Yeah, they did a great job of racing hard but clean there at the beginning, and then when things just started spreading out, drivers have a lot more room to be able to make maneuvers and be able to make their way to the front and be able to make passes for position. And I think another reason why it could be is because, we're under the lights here, and it's a lot cooler track conditions. The drivers get a little bit more grip. They're able to handle their cars a little better. When you got the looser conditions, that's when drivers end up making mistakes and slip up, and they end up taking out other drivers and causing these caution flags.
Indeed. And look at the guy who's running second right now, Stephen Pollard III, who 2 seasons ago was a rookie. Last season, he was falling out of the top 35 in the owner's standing system we had last season. Did have some good finishes, but right now running in third. Great run going for him.
Yeah, and obviously as a driver, he's doing a great job. And I'll tell you who else did a great job was his pit crew there on that round of green flag stops, because you saw Galligan, Dunham, Seth Cole all come out nose to tail. Stephen Pollard III wasn't up there inside the top 5 when the pit stops began, but he was only about a car length off the back of Seth Cole coming off pit road. So his pit crew had to have gone to work very quickly in order to get him out so close to the leaders.
Indeed. And also with Galligan up at the front, he wants redemption, because last week he dominated Las Vegas, and then towards the end he, along with I think James Silverfox, it was Silverfox or Tanner Sullivan, along with Galligan, came in pit road around the last caution flag while they were up at the front and got themselves caught a lap down. Galligan dominated that race, so if it wasn't for that, he probably would have won. He wants redemption, and he's been running solid in the top 5 pretty much for the last 17 laps of the race.
And I'll tell you, I've watched Galligan race for years, and exactly what you said there. Whenever a hardship comes to him and he knows it's a race that he should have won, you watch him the following week, and he just puts on a clinic, and he is up there at the front. And I'll tell you what, I'm rather surprised here. I mean, he started 41st. He had a mission to get to the front. He's been out in front. I think he's led the most laps here today, too. And I'll tell you what, I would not want to be Trent Dunham right now because Sean Galligan, I won't say he's desperate, but he's determined.
Yeah, and another guy who's running fast that we haven't really talked about too much, who's right there in third, Chase Oliver. And if I remember, I think he's won here in Atlanta in the past. I don't remember which season it was. It might have been like season 2 or 3 or something like that, a long time ago. But he's right now running in third, and he's been working his way little by little up toward the front, and now he's in third in the hunt to try to get the lead, as it's pretty much a 3-car battle for the top spot, maybe 4 if you want to put Stephen Pollard the third in that mix.
And the key word for Chase Oliver is working, because when everybody was all spread out at the green flag pit stops, he actually had lost the lead pack. He had to draft his way back up at the time to who was P.J. Williams, the last car in the lead pack. And now he's been able to bypass him, Jesse Setti, Steve Pollard, now Galligan for second as he's hounding Trent Dunham for the lead.
Yeah, and you can tell Chase has got a very fast car. Let's actually see who's had the fastest lap this whole race. Chase Oliver, ironically, with a 26.881. And Chase Oliver coming low for the top spot. He wants to get Tweenix Racing their first win this season.
I don't know what kind of adjustment they made on that 68 during the pit stops, but whatever it was, it really has worked. There's a lot of speed in that number 68.
Oh, wait a minute. I think the final pit stops are happening now.
Now, okay, this is a lot earlier than I actually expected. I had them calculated coming in somewhere around lap 44 to 46. This is much sooner than I expected, and with this being said, I think now this pit stop will be able to get them all the rest of the way.
Exactly. But they better hope a caution don't come out, because that can screw up the entire field.
Oh, you bet
We've
it
had
can.
that happen many times in the past, most particularly at Texas, a very similar track to this.
It's interesting, too, Sean Galligan, during the pit stops last time, was in the second group that came down. This time, he's in the first.
That's interesting, but Chase Oliver's staying out, along with P.J. Williams, Zachary Fitzwater, Bob Jones, Angel Navarro.
Ooh, drag race off pit road between Stephen Pollard III and Sean Galligan, and Pollard is going to take the spot around the outside.
Yeah, so Pollard with his pit crew going to work fast and getting him out ahead of Galligan in that group. And now everybody else is in pit road. And this is a pretty congested pit road right here.
Yeah, you bet it is. Fortunately, there's no wall there to separate pit road from the racetrack. Otherwise, these drivers could be in trouble. At least there's a little bit of maneuver room, but...
Right. As we are trying to look around to see who could get the lead. Whoa, near contact with Chris Michaels, James Silverfox, but luckily they got off each other. And now one of Chris Michaels' good friends, Jeffrey Rose, falling behind him.
He thought about making a move on the apron there, but thought better of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it looked like Poteet got out ahead of
I think Poteet's
Chase
on the tail
Oliver.
end of the lead.
Or no,
lap.
that's James McLeod, actually. That's
Yeah.
McLeod. I think Chase Oliver, is going to get cycled around as the leader again.
And it looks like David Rivera is going to be a lap machine between Chase Oliver and second place, so that's going to be good news, at least right now, for Chase.
Yep.
Wow, he got a huge distance. Good Lord, where'd everybody else go?
There's second, and that's Stephen Pollard the third all of a sudden there.
And that's over 4 seconds back.
Yeah. Maybe perhaps they'll get faster laps since they're all in this big pack in a draft, and Chase Oliver's pretty much by himself.
And where in the world did that 9 of Zachary Fitzwater come from? We talked about him and Dylan Poteet tied for the points lead coming into this race. All of a sudden, after that round of pit stops, he's up in the top 5.
Yeah, and also he won last week at Vegas in that crazy pit strategy race we had last week. Or actually, no, it was a caution fest. The pit strategy race was Daytona, excuse me. But Zachary Fitzwater won the follow-up that win with a good run to get him to the points lead. And you can tell that that second group of cars is really catching that 68 because they are gaining little by little. I think they can get up to him by the time of the white flag.
Yeah, 2/10 was chipped off that time. Now, the one problem that they have is the fact that David Rivera right now is content to ride behind Chase Oliver. If Rivera starts racing it up with Oliver to try and get back on the tail end of the lead lap, then that second pack's going to have an even better chance of trying to catch him. But right now, oh, there you go. This could very well help that second pack now.
Let's see, the margin last time pretty much stayed the same. And now Rivera back on the lead lap, tailing the lead lap, and the only other guy who was lapped was Alex Hawkins, who's last right now.
Yeah, he's somewhere around in that second pack. I think he was just behind Fitzwater.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there he is, yep.
The margin now this time was 3.35, 3.03.
Yeah, and they are staying single file for second, third, and fourth. Williams, Galligan, and Pollard, and they may be able to catch him if they remain that way, but when they start racing, that's when the problem is.
Yeah. But Chase Oliver right now feels he's in the catbird seat, but I wouldn't go all the way just yet. We still now have 5 to go here. Anything can still happen, and you can tell that pack is coming quick. 2.79 now.
And I'm going to have to step out of the booth. The puppy just arrived home.
Oh. Well, you're checking just to make sure?
No.
Oh, it's official?
Yep, it's official. I'm sorry.
Alright, well, thank you, Seth Cole, for stopping by. Sorry, it was only 4 to go and you had to go.
I know.
Alright, well, see you later, man.
Alright, see ya. Thanks.
Alright, so Seth had to back out of the booth because folks arrived. But anyways, we're going to continue on as we are almost through with this race. And Chase Oliver, I don't know, I think he might be able to keep that spot because that second pack ain't really gaining too much anymore like they have been. Last time it was 2.6, this time it's 2.51. I don't know if P.J. Williams and company is going to have enough time to catch up to the 68 before the white flag lap. And if a caution were to come out now, the race would be over because we wouldn't be able to get back going. But right now, Chase Oliver leads with 2 laps to go. The margin now 2.43. So I think Chase may have this in the bag because he's just got too big of a distance, and there's literally not really any time left for the 5 to 12 to 9 and company to try to get up to the 68. But now we are coming to the white flag. White flag is out here in Atlanta. Margin last time, this time, 2.34. I think Chase Oliver may have this in the bag. But he just needs to make sure he doesn't make a mistake, and he'll be home free pretty much. And here he is coming out of turn 4. Chase Oliver is going to get Tweenix Racing their first win this season. Chase Oliver wins the Golden Corral 500 at Atlanta, and I think that is his 8th career win right there. 7th or 8th, I would say 8th, but great job for Chase Oliver. Great performance for him. But anyways, let's take a look at the rest of the results. As Chase Oliver wins the Golden Corral 500 here at Atlanta with a great performance, coming into the lead here in the race and wins. Anyways, second P.J. Williams, great run for him. P.J. Williams that's going to be a big points booster for him. Zachary Fitzwater with a great run in third. I think he's going to be able to take this points lead by himself with that run. Sean Galligan, probably the dominant car of the race, comes away in fourth. Great rebound for him. And Stephen Pollard the third with a solid run in the 5th spot to round out the top 5. In the 6th position, Seth Cole, great run for him. That could probably boost him a little higher in the point standings. Matt McIntyre definitely needed that run of 7th As actually, if I can think, Matt McIntyre comes in dead last in the standings, and he comes away with a 7th place finish. Great run for him. Michael Norman, solid run in 8th. Charles Jackson with a great run in 9th. And Bob Jones, great run in the 10th spot. Rest of the top 20, Charles Sanford, Trent Dunham, Jesse Setti, Pichu London, Dylan Young, Jessica Villanueva, Preston Plord, Dougie Shears, Angel Navarro, Dylan Thoreau. Rest of the top 30, Joshua Balkin, Cody Lamas, Danny Wells, James Silverfox, Jessica Shelton, Jeffrey Rose, Chris Michaels, Austin LaPlante, Benjamin Miles, Joshua Collard. Rest of the top 40, Rue McIntyre, Anthony McCrory, Dorian Facepuncher, Kyle Matthews, Chris Washer, Dylan Poteet, Tanner Sullivan, Kyle Corbett, James McLeod, Ian Dutta. Last car on the lead lap, David Rivera, and then one car a lap down, Alex Hawkins. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in to Atlanta. This was a great race, caution-free. It's just what we like to see at some of these tracks. Next race we head to, we're going to be heading over to North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. That's going to be exciting. But anyways, thank you guys for watching Atlanta. Here are your results, rookie points and regular points heading into North Carolina. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off. And also thanks Seth Cole for stopping by the booth. But anyways, see you at Rockingham.